Greetings, I'm Kim Turcotte, intuitive empowerment coach and magic maker, and I help women reconnect with their authentic selves and step into their magic through empowered self-care, personal growth, and sacred living. Have you ever thought that you've healed something only to have it show up again and be put in front of you so that you're feeling like you have to deal with it all over again? That can feel really frustrating. I know because it's happened to me recently. And that's what really made me decide to do this video, because when I really sat with it, the truth is healing is not linear. Personal growth and healing is cyclical in nature. And that's what we're going to talk about in this video today. Today, I'm going to share how healing and personal growth is a spiral journey. We're going to talk about the concept of as above, so below. We're going to talk about how new experiences in your life can and will trigger deeper healing and, in turn, greater growth. And really looking at shifting your mindset around your healing journey and looking at it as when those healing triggers happen again, when something comes back around, seeing it as an opportunity for deeper healing and greater growth instead of seeing it as a failure. Before I get started, if you enjoy videos like this, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button so that each time I release a video, you will be notified and you can stay on top of all the content that's released at this channel. I really appreciate you being here. Okay, let's dive in. So let's talk about how healing is not a straight line. I mean, we've all experienced it. I think one of the areas where this feels most apparent to me is with grief. At least that's been the case in my life. And when I say grief, I don't necessarily mean the death of a loved one. Grief comes in many forms, and usually it's when you've had to let go or you've lost something that really mattered to you. And this can definitely be someone that you've loved, right? And it can be a death, but it can also be a loss of a relationship that really mattered to you, whether that was a romantic partnership, a friendship, a family member. It can be all sorts of things. And what usually happens is something will trigger a memory or something, and all of a sudden that deep grief comes back. And I know for myself, like, it's like, wow, didn't I already deal with this? Didn't I already heal this? Why am I feeling this way again? And so I think that's the best example of how it's cyclical. Like, it's always going to come back. When I really sat with this, one of the kind of basic tenets I live by is as above, so below, as within, so without. And so when you think about the as above, so below piece of that, what that really means, like when I envision the energy of that, it's like a sacred mirror. So anything that is above mirrors what's below. What does this have to do with the healing and personal growth journey? Think about it. With healing, you're digging deep and you're pulling out the roots of those pain points or the drama or the trauma, right? You're really going deep to get at the root, okay? But when you grow, you're expanding upwards. And the truth is, you can only expand as high as you're willing to go deep, right? Does that make sense? So they mirror each other. So the depth at which you do your healing is relative to your expansion and growth, and vice versa. And so depending on where you are on your journey in any given moment, you might only be able to go so deep when you're doing your healing. And then you move on and you're going through life and you have new experiences and you gain new wisdom And that triggers growth. So you start to expand. So then, through that expansion, you're capable now of going a little bit deeper. And usually, when an expansion happens, when you're moving along and you are growing, that tends to be when a kind of healing crisis comes along. And you can be brought back to look at something that you thought you've already healed. The reason, and again, I want to acknowledge that that can feel frustrating because it can feel like, haven't I already done this work? Because I want you to think about this. In our culture, we really get the message quite often, oh, just get over it. It's like we're supposed to just fix it, be done with it, and let it go. And it's supposed to be like it's released. But the truth is, every experience is a part of us and will always be a part of us, including the traumas and the dramas and the experiences that have caused us pain that we need to do healing work around. And going back to when we have new experiences and we grow and we expand, now our capacity for going deeper into our healing is opened up. And so those are the moments we tend to get re-triggered around something, not because we're a failure and we didn't heal it the first time. The first time around, we went as deep as we could go in most cases, right? We needed to expand and grow in other ways in order to approach our healing, say, in a different way, to be able to go deeper. When we are re-triggered or we're asked to revisit something that we thought that we've already healed, it's a sacred invitation to go deeper. And then as we go deeper, that creates space, right? As we're going deeper, it creates an opportunity to also expand. The deeper the healing, the greater the growth, the higher the expansion. The higher the expansion and the greater the growth, the deeper the healing. It is a flow state. It's not a one and done. It's a journey. I like to think of it as a spiral, right? Almost like think of it as like chutes and ladders. So you're making your way up the spiral and then boom, you drop down because there's something that you learned or experienced that's like, ooh, now you have the capacity to go back to that point on the spiral and go deeper with it. So you're constantly flowing up and down that spiral. You're moving forward and you're moving backwards, and it's divine flow. And that is what life and the whole healing and growth journey is meant to be. But our culture tells us to get over it. Stop your crying. Oh my God, aren't you over that yet? I mean, these are messages that are ingrained in us. And so we can be really hard on ourselves when something comes up again for deeper healing. And I really want to challenge you to begin looking at it as a sacred invitation to go deeper, to become more whole. Because each time we go deeper, we get closer to the root of that. I really believe that we've come into this lifetime as a human being on planet Earth to learn lessons. And I think there are some key lessons that are going to just kind of spiral up and spiral down. And we're going to be asked to revisit them over our lifetime because our soul is here to learn a specific lesson around that. And so looking at healing and growth in this way has really allowed me to be more gentle with myself, to not be so focused on, I've got to get through this, to really allow myself to be where I'm at in any given moment and know that it is perfect, that I'm not broken, that I'm not doing enough, right? I want you to really sit with this concept. Where in your life have you been asked to revisit? And if you've felt frustrated, but then you've gone with it, what has that led to? What has been the outcome? Because for me, each time I go deeper, something else opens up for me. It's really such a beautiful thing. And I want you to have that experience because as we go deeper with our healing and as we expand into more, that's a way that we step into our magic. It's how we come home to ourselves. It's how we become more whole. And it can really give us freedom from the get over it now or aren't you over that yet culture that we live in. Just take some time to sit with this today and ponder it. Maybe journal about it and see how it lands with you. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are in the comments. If you've enjoyed this video today, and if this has resonated with you in any way, I invite you to like and subscribe so that we can stay connected. I really want to thank you for being here today. Many blessings on your path. Have a magical day and blessed be.